Does anyone like those uplifting Disney movies and teen dramas about the boy or the girl that wants to do the thing they love, but there's someone or something stopping them? But in the end, the ending's always happy and tear-jerking. For example, over the summer, I was thinking about seeing this movie called Soul Surfer, and it's based on a completely true story about this girl, and she loves surfing, and so one day as she's surfing, a shark bites her arm off. You guys are horrible people. But, so it's tragic, right? However, what's completely awe-inspiring and uplifting is that she continued to surf, even with her little prosthetic arms. She may have been slightly impaired from then on, but I would say this story has a happy ending. Now, I know a similar story, but the story doesn't have quite as happy of an ending. However, does that mean that it can't be just as uplifting and awe-inspiring? It doesn't. Because it is uplifting and awe-inspiring. I'm Alex Castamanov, and this is the story of my new friend and role model, Sam Zapata. And Sam Zapata embodies Benjamin Disraeli's words, and take note: seeing much, suffering much, and studying much are the pillars of learning. And I can personally tell everyone that during the short time that I've known Sam Zapata, I've realized that she's probably suffered and studied far too much. Far more than anyone should have to, at least. She knows the physical and emotional pain of having everything taken away from her and having to rebuild and rethink. However, she wouldn't change anything or take anything back because along the way she's also seen much, and it has shaped her as a person and made her who she is today. And she wouldn't change it for the world, and I think I have to agree with her on that. You see, she was an excellent swimmer, and she enjoyed swimming competitively. It was actually the sport swimming that was her biggest hope of getting into the college that she wanted. So she had her life sort of planned out up until college. Swimming was her future. She was actually preparing for NCS her freshman year, and the relay team that she was on depended on her, because she was the best. Her team was going to win, and she knew it along with everyone else on our team. However, being the outgoing, overachieving person she is, she still pushed herself very hard during practice, and maybe a little too hard. You see, when she was practicing, she experienced a pain in her shoulder, and she knew that she had injured herself, but she did not know how major it was. The doctor told her that it was due to overuse and had caused instability in her shoulder, causing her scapula or shoulder blade to no longer move freely and smoothly. Unfortunately, that's not all he told her. Sam could never swim again. According to Mr. Benjamin Disraeli, this is the second pillar of learning. To me, this seemed like a major bummer. I like swimming. It's fun and refreshing, and pool parties are more fun than regular parties. To Sam, however, it was more than that. It was her life and future that were taken away by that injury. In the very difficult emotional time following her injury, Sam was on the verge of an identity crisis. She had always been a swimmer and thought of herself as one. Now who was she? What was she going to do? What could she do? It's not all bad, though. See, according to Mr. Benjamin Disraeli, this is the second pillar of learning. If I had asked her at the time, do you wish it happened? She would have said, no. No. Obviously, it must have seemed like the single worst thing that must have ever happened to her, But if I asked her the same question now, do you wish it happened? Yes. You see, she would not change a thing. She would leave everything just the way it was because, like I said before, it shaped her into the person she is today. And I stand by her firmly when she says this because she is a great person today. And if it hadn't been for this life-changing injury, she wouldn't have opened her eyes to all the things that she loves now. Ever since then, she's looked at things differently. Things used to be so certain for her in life, and now they were not. Over the summer, she underwent surgery on her shoulder, and but on the bright side, no one can even guess she ever went through an injury like that. When I first met her, I had no idea. She's functioning perfectly, right? Yeah. Right. Okay, but that's not all she did last summer. She also was elected out of many different people from many different schools. It's a true honor. She got elected for this special leadership camp. And this camp really opened her eyes to the world of human relations and connections. You see, they were shown how to view the world through other people's eyes and feel as they felt. And this helped her become the compassionate, understanding person she is now. She says she connects on a deeper level now because of this camp. And since her injury, she has seen much more of the world around her and feels that she has matured greatly. And that's the first photo of her, they're not in order. Listening to all this as I was interviewing her, I couldn't help but feel sorrow at first, then maybe astonishment and awe. She was talking about things that blew my mind, nothing I could really relate to. Then, when I was interviewing her about school and studying, I could finally relate myself, or the ideal version of myself, to her. And I feel bad now, but I was very wrong in thinking that her college hopes were crushed and broken and mangled just like her shoulder. Not at all. Actually, she was a 4.0 student, and she's currently taking Calculus BC, which I imagine is really hard. However, it will undoubtedly look great on her transcript when she goes to the college of her choice. She will be the first generation in her family to go to college, along with her twin brother, Jacob. Did I forget to mention she has an equally great twin brother who also excels academically and plays on the varsity water polo team? Sam says Jacob's laid-back personality helps balance her controlled, organized lifestyle. She told me she is a very structured, organized person who stays on top of everything and manages her time using her planner, which she fills out thoroughly with her schedule and highlights tasks in various colors based on their importance. Yeah, you know the type. Despite her similarities to a robot, she still has many friends with whom she enjoys spending time on the weekends. And so Sam, I'd say she has the third pillar down. It's a good quote that you chose for yourself. I, being an alright student, I'm still struggling with my time management and have some procrastination issues. I actually wrote this speech this morning. And I have a lot to learn from Sam. I think we all do. And I'm glad to know Sam because I think she can help me with some insight on high school. And she's kind of like where I want to be later on in my high school career. And while listening to everything that Sam had to say, I was thinking about myself. Not because I'm a self-centered egomaniac, but because she makes me think of how my life could be and how I want it to be. I am fortunate enough to have never experienced anything as devastating as Sam's injury, and I am glad to have someone older and more mature to ask insight about high school and life in general. I wish Sam and Jacob the best of luck in their post-high school lives, and I feel like we could all learn something from Sam Zepeda. And here's an idea to the director, Sean McNamara, who directed the movie about the girl with the shark. I feel like if he made a movie about Sam Zepeda and called it The 3 Pillars of Learning and made me an executive producer, I feel like it would go, it would be far better than the straight-to-DVD one that I was thinking about watching. Yeah.